Hello everyone, this is the Cajun Gaming Gale, Little Giant coming to you today, and today we are going to play another episode of Astro Colony. Space simulator slash base building, save humanity kind of game. Alright, you mine asteroids, you take care of people, you're building a colony, doing research. Not exactly sure what the end game looks like yet. I haven't been there yet, but we're gonna get there together. I've made 4 other videos. Initial startup. I made a power grid. I made an iron factory and a water and oxygen factory, all in different episodes. So if you want to go watch those, I show you how I do that with logic blocks. Between the last episode and here right now, I've built 2 extra power grids, not just one. I found, actually we're going to get right in and I'm going to show you guys what happened. So, my first power grid, it's awesome, but it produces a crap ton extra of carbon. All right, and I knew I was going to need extra carbon because there is going to be something I'm going to need for research later that requires carbon. So if I don't have extra being pumped out, I would never be able to do that research easily. So I made 12 auto grabbers here, all right, for that purpose, because I knew I was going to need the extra. But I don't really need the extra in every other power grid that I make anymore. I don't need that extra. So I decided to just, instead of having 48 power draw from one factory for my power, all right, because basically this was producing 150 but giving away 48 to run it, okay, for this one. Well, now I've shortened that up a little bit, all right. So yeah, it's a little bit better. It's 32 now instead of 48, which is a lot better. I mean, it's not a lot better, but it's better. And so therefore I'm going to save a little bit on each of these, and they still pump out 150. So yeah, it's a little bit of savings, and I made 2 extra now to make sure that we don't have to stop anytime soon. We can keep on building pretty heavy there. So we're using 259-ish, and we have a total production of 450 now. Okay, so now getting back to the fun. Today we are going to focus on our copper. I know you guys have seen my iron. If you've been this far, well, I guess there's a possibility you didn't see it yet. But so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a copper base next to the iron. I'm not going to make it behind the iron because I may make another iron down the road, just to have the extra stuff coming in. All right, but I think we're going to make a copper base today. And then after this episode, it's going to be basically astronauts, farming, that sort of thing. All right, because we need to get on that right away. I feel like I've been slacking. One other thing, I could have done this off air type of thing, but I wanted you guys to see. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to flip this around here. And we are going to change this up a tiny, tiny lot. Okay, I was going to say, where's the electric at? But I see it now. So we're going to get rid of this right here. We're not getting rid of everything. We're just getting rid of a few things. And I want to set this up so that it's giving me some points now. I don't need that stuff over there anymore, really, except for a little bit of copper every now and then. And trust me when I say it's not a killer amount of copper. And I want to make sure I have enough copper wire, I guess. Because right now, I'm not seeing any in there. Okay, that cleans it up a tiny, tiny bit. Looks a tiny bit better. But once it's gone, it'll be even better. But this will collect my copper. It will collect my iron. But right now, it's only collecting iron still. So we're going to modify that. 2 of these will start catching copper to balance that out a little bit, because I'm not making plates anymore. This has me covered. 2009 98, right? We're good there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some of these wires being made because we're going to need a good chunk of them. I'll keep the rest for now. Merge everything together and we're going to get right on this, my friends. So what I'll do is I'll build the floor. Not that you guys haven't seen my floor build. It's going to look exactly like this one. And I'm going to get my grabbers built. Again, you've already seen that. I'll show you guys a little glimpse of each of those. And once we start setting up the main part of the factory, that's where it's going to be a little bit different than the iron because it's different parts that I'm going to be making, right? So I'll show you guys that. Alright, the floor is done, my friends. So now we're going to get into the auto grabbers. And probably just put an oxygen. I'll run some wires underneath and set up an temporary oxygen. I'll have to move it a little bit later because I don't know exactly where it's going to go. I don't want it in the middle of where I might want to put a build. But if I put this basically dead center here somewhere, that should be pretty darn good for now. And we'll hook that up. It's coming along, my friends. Just thought I would show you guys where I'm at. I hooked up all 3 smelters just like I did over there for the iron, or popping out the copper. Got the copper coming out. We're going to be making plates over here. The plates will be going back, but only when there's a buffer of 500 copper bars in here, which is just about there. Actually, I could put these in there to make sure it happens sooner rather than later. Then we're going to start popping out plates. Up in this corner, we're going to be making wire, finally, so I won't have to mess around with it anymore, alright? But again, we're going to need 2,000 copper plates as well, because we're going to be needing those for walls, and I plan on making a good size wall so that I don't want walls one high where I'm forced to be down here the entire time, because you can't go through the ceilings, right, if you make ceilings, unless you have like holes in them, right? So I plan on making at least 3 or 4 high. That's the plan anyhow. So if to do that, I'm going to need a ton of copper plates for those walls. So anyway, this video is going to be super short if I keep editing everything out. So at this point, the wires are going to be the same as the iron, but I'll show you guys anyway. And then the next couple parts, though, will be a little bit different because those parts were not part of the iron scheme. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to set up the copper wire system over here. And that oxygen barrier that I put down, it is perfectly centered. When I looked at it, like, the dome is perfect on my base. It's hitting every single part of it. Even the back of my grabber station, like, and so when I got to where I was putting it, I thought, well, I don't even have to move it. It's like a perfect spot. So I'm going to try and put it there from now on. I should put it there over there as well, really. But yeah, it looks great. Okay, so we're going to keep going. So we have this set up now, but it will not be fed until we have 2,000 copper plates coming through. I do need to, so I have to show you guys something that I figured out today. I don't know why I'd never seen this yet. I'm pumped that I have, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited about it. So, if you look down here on the conveyor belt, you'll see there's a little dot in the top right of the graphic, okay? And there's actually 3 dots. You can't really see the other 2. So apparently, and I did not know this till right now, I was just messing around, I just happened to do it by accident. So if you push the button to build, let's say, a conveyor belt, alright? And we must not have any wires. Wow, alright. We need some wires, big time. So what I'm going to do, it's so weird that you need copper plate to make the wire here, but if I make it inside my, like, make it myself, I only need bars, you know what I mean? So it'd be cheaper for me to grab a couple of these bars, really. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. We'll take 250 bars, we're gonna make our own wires. Sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, shoot. There we go. Anyway, I need wires to show you this, so we're just going to go ahead and wait a second. But you might have already known this, I don't know. But this whole time, I haven't been building up or down because I thought you needed technology to do that. But apparently you don't, and I just didn't know. So, if you, let's just say I want to build this here. And I have, let's say, what could I just build? It doesn't really make it, well, nothing that big. That's a little tall. Let's say I have this here, and I want to go over this. Well, if you friggin' push the number 1 on your keyboard again, it shifts it to the second dot on your graphic, and it's a conveyor ramp upwards. Who the hell knew? Nobody told me. Maybe the tutorial robot would have told me if I would have friggin' kept them on long enough, I guess. And then you can go over shit. I had no idea. Alright? Like in every other factory game I've played, you can do this, but I just didn't know how to do it. So that's how you do it. If you push the button, then there's the third dot is the conveyor down. So if you want to go back down after. Right? That's slick. I wish I'd have known that. Like one of those videos, 5 things I wish I knew. Well, this is definitely one of them. So now in my designing from this point on, I'll be able to use that, right? So anyhow, I'm just going to clean up this mess. Just figured you guys might want to know that if you already did not know that. And we're going to get rid of this stuff here. And we're going to continue on to the next item. And I can't remember what that next item is. So we're going to go take a look-see. It is the electronic part, but it's locked, okay? Let's go see. I have 203 points being built up since the start of this episode when I switched everything over there, alright? So we're going to go ahead and spend some of those while I have you with me. So we can make walls now. We're going to do that for sure. My hand drill's cool to have. Blocks. So this is making foundation blocks now. I can finally make them. We're going to go ahead and do that. Here's my electronic parts, which are important. You do need that right away. So if I want to make a school and transform my colonists, my astronauts, into like scientists or cooks or engineers or whatever, you need this to do that, and we are going to need that for the next episode for sure. Maintenance robots, they'll clean things, they'll do things around the base. Like once you start getting solar panels, they get dirty every couple days and they just stop working unless you go and click on each and every frigging one of them. And when you have 500, that's a bitch. But these maintenance robots, if you put this like a service console nearby, the maintenance robots will go and they'll do it in like a few seconds. It's crazy how fast they clean them. So it's handy to have that. Recycling, I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure I will down the road. Human engineering, this is to make the newest laboratory. That will unlock the next 3 sciences. Chemistry, biology, and space science. The last one, the high-tech science, I haven't gotten that high to unlock it yet, but we want this. Vertical construction, now this is funny, but this is just for stairs. It's not for the conveyor belts, which is why I thought you needed this to build the conveyor belts upwards. That's why I didn't even try it, because I thought you needed this, right? But you don't, apparently, which is great. So this unlocks the chemistry points. Oh, we don't have enough. We need 30, but it will be the next thing that unlocks. The booster now will be unlocked. I'm getting that for sure, meaning you can fly around a lot faster now, all right? Like you can fly super fast. And we're going to need biology and space science unlocked as well. And then we're good to start getting astronauts soon. And then the very first thing I'm shooting for is agriculture, okay? With the biology science. Once I have enough of it, 12, we're going to unlock farming, etc., etc. And then we're going to need meal preparation and get them fed up pretty good. And from that point on, I haven't been further than basically right here, guys. This is as far as I've gotten, all right? So there's quite a bit left beyond this that I'm kind of excited to get into. All right, we'll have to go find a planet and dock ourselves to it, get some aluminum, get some titanium, etc., etc. But before we do, once you move to a planet, I found the meteor storms start hitting immediately. And meteor storms are going to damage your buildings, they're going to set your walls and your ceilings on fire, and they'll destroy your machines if they can get through. So before we move, this entire factory, as big as I have it at the time, is going to be completely covered. 100% covered. And that way there, it'll be some protection so that my machines don't get smashed up. And every now and then, every time there's a storm, I'll just go up top, take a look, make sure nothing got busted or broke. I'll make sure I have enough robots on maintenance to fix stuff. And yeah, we should be good to go. All right. So let's continue here. We need, what did I say it was? For now we can make the electronic parts. It's the constructor that we need. So in the last one, we only had a small building here. This time it's these big giant lugs. So we're going to try and push it right to the edge. I think we'll be fine. And we just have to have enough room to get in, which we do. Actually, this will work just fine like this. So now we just have to connect the conveyors. Done. And that's good. Don't have any wire in there yet. I think this copper plate is way slower to make than the iron plate. It seems to me the iron plate gets popped out way quicker. But it's only 2 seconds. Like, I suppose 2 seconds can be a lot. Like, look at the amount of copper plate I have coming out in comparison to the copper plate. You know what I mean? It's like full, and this one's huge gaps. But I suppose that's probably a 2 second gap, eh? It's gotta be. Because my copper, oh shit. Now I know why it's so, damn. I'm glad I just noticed that. Alright, so I made an error. We're gonna put this here. And nothing goes to the left. It's okay that one got through, it's just gonna go back in. So I wasn't even feeding this side at all. So I was only having one of these being worked on at a time. I knew something was wrong. I get there was a 2 second difference, but 2 second difference shouldn't be that big of a difference. You know what I mean? So now that looks better, way better. All right. We're 4 at a time, and with a small gap in between. That looks much, much better. That should speed up our process now a lot more. And that already has, I already modified this one, so this one's all set up. Oh, I didn't fix it though. So nothing to the right. Not that it's going to make a difference. There's nothing there anyway. And did I do that for here? My goodness. Yeah, I did. All right. Had to go double check everything now. Okay, so this is set up. This should work fine. Again, you have to check it. Once it starts producing the materials later, we'll come back and take a look. Now, I believe there's only one thing left to make. And it's not made here. I believe it's made here at this, not smelter, not constructor. Is it this one? The manufacturer. You make the motherboards, okay? But again, we don't have them unlocked yet. It's probably real soon, or you might need the science points in order to unlock it, which we're gonna go take a look. So science, nope, you just need 28 points. Bam, it's unlocked, just like that. So I figured I might as well just get that done, and it's done. Because we needed to unlock all 3 of the sciences anyway. Well, there's one of them down. Actually, we can do this one or this one if we want. So we'll go with chemistry. Or no, biology. So we want to get to the farming. So we'll go with biology. By the time we have them, we're going to have hundreds and hundreds more points anyhow. So it's not that big a whoop. Okay, so now we can set up the next final one for copper. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We'll go here and here. Do the exit first so I see what kind of room I have. That's why I do the exits first now, I find. That way there I know where I can put my logic blocks and not have to worry about congestion, right? Just like that, and then we'll put a splitter right there and actually set it up this time would be the best idea. So we don't want to go forwards. We just want to go to the left and to the right. That's it. Perfect. That looks good right there. Then we need our 2 blockers and our filter. So for these, it's going to require, motherboards are going to require electric parts. So that's what we want coming in. And then we need some logic set up. So we'll go ahead and put one here and one here. Sensed device will be this one. We're checking for electronic parts to make sure we have enough. Control device is going to be the first blocker. We're again looking for electronic devices, and as long as we have our buffer of 1,000, then you can let them through. Right now I want it on because I don't have 1,000. Then on this side, we're going to go ahead and shut this machine off. Motherboards. How much do I want? I wonder. How many motherboards do I think I'm going to need? And again, that's all endgame stuff. I really don't have a clue. But I think if we get 1,000, we can always mess with that number later. So that's fine with me. Motherboard. And I think that looks okay. So right now it's going to be off because we're not even close. Yeah, I think we're A1. I did pick this, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Good. All right. I think we're A1. We're fully set up. The only thing I did not do, and I usually do this also right away, and I just forgot to this time. But again, this is why I do it right away, so I don't forget. We forgot to hook up the power. There. Done. I believe everything is good. This should be our copper completely filled and done. Now, I was wondering if this was going to turn red because I'm using all the ports and blah, 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 blah. But this one's still red, and I'm not sure why. It's half bugging me, this. Half tempted to take everything out of it and just replace it, but I don't know if that would fix the problem. And it's not that big. I know it's not that big of a deal, but it makes me wonder if did I do an error? Like, why is that doing that? Like, I don't know. But it's definitely good. I got lots of stuff now. Okay, well, this is my setup, friends. My copper setup has been dealt with. I'm very excited. The only thing I would love is for some of these these copper wires to be made. Once some of those copper wires are made, friends, it's going to be a whole different friggin' ball game. I tell you, a very different ball game. I have like 900 copper bars in one and 165 in the other. Why such a difference? Because of what happened at the start. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all of these out and all of these out. That's going to even them up. And what I'll do is I will split these evenly down the middle and put them in both because, yeah, because of what happened at the start where I forgot to put this this splitter in. Not that it's going to make a difference how much I put in each of those because it'll never catch up at this point. I almost feel like I need one more of these because they're 3 seconds slower. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to do that. I have the room right here, so why wouldn't I do that? You know what I'm saying, friends? I think it's foolish to have the machinery, tons of resources to waste, and wait around for one resource that's just not fast enough because I don't want to put the extra time in, the extra 30 seconds, maybe 40. Well, not quite 30 seconds. Probably 2 minutes. 2 minutes it's going to take me, which ain't bad, really. It's nothing, really. There we go. That's fixed. The only thing we need to fix now is put one splitter in, and it's done. It wasn't too bad, really. Oops. This right here, we need to make sure that 2 are going straight. Oh, not 12. There. 2 straight. And here we need to go, yeah, straight, not to the left though, ever. Because I know it will. It'll try and put one to the left. There we go. That should help to equalize everything now. Now that looks full. I love it. That looks better. That looks like the iron one, where there's no gaps, no 3-second gaps. I see a tiny bit of congestion up here, though I do not love that. But there's probably congestion on this one. I just haven't really ever came to look. Is there? Not really, eh? It looks great. So it's not 100% efficient, but it's better than it was. I'm going to get more product this way, right? So it's not horrible. Everything's looking good. The congestion has gone away. There's no extra plates sitting in these, because that can become a problem. The gap has been shortened by quite a bit. I do like that a lot more now. It's going to speed up the process considerably. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there because I don't need them on me. And yeah, so I'm pumped about this, friends. Very excited about it. One thing I noticed, I do have a copper ore on me. I'm just going to get rid of that. Everything has been set up properly as far as I know. In the next episode, I will show you that everything has been working properly. If it is, if it's not, I'll let you know if I had to fix something. But at the moment, this is going to be my copper base. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't mind leaving a like and subscribe button down below. Any tips, tricks that you might know that I might not have figured out yet, like that ramp incline. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe how good that is. Kind of glad to know that. Yeah, so we'll see you in the next episode.